Дедушка! До того, как они могут зашить стороны открытыми, сначала они должны сжимать твою писку.
And then I look down at him and he's like,
The baby's coming! It's coming! Ladies and gentlemen, a very, very funny woman. Please, warm round of applause for Miss Sophia Alexandra, everybody.
my grandpa and I are super close. I grew up in the USSR with my single mom. We lived with my grandparents until I was 5. And we've been best friends ever since because he's the coolest guy in the world. Volunteered to fight in World War II when he was 17. Afterwards, joined the Merchant Marine and sailed all over the world, like 50 countries. The whole time he was at sea, though, he literally had a parrot on one shoulder and a monkey on the other. So just the coolest dude, basically. So we've stayed best friends since then. About 4 years ago, when he was 86 years old, I get a call from my mom, and she's like, hey, you have to get down here. Your grandpa is at St. John's Hospital. It's an emergency. I'm like, oh, crap. Just so worried about him, get in the car, driving over there, just thinking about all the boozing and whoring he's done, like his whole life, just kind of getting afraid for his heart. So I get there, and my mom and my aunt are pacing in the hallway, and I'm like, what's going on, you guys? Is it his heart? And my aunt, dead serious, is like, no, it's his dick. And I'm like, what? And she's like, I'm completely serious. We have a dick situation. I'm like, what does that mean? And she said, well, apparently when you've had your uncircumcised dick for 86 years, it starts to grow shut. So she looked me in my eyes and she said, your grandpa's dick has grown shut. And I said, that's not at all what I expected coming down here today. And she said, well, you know, that's what we've got going on. And the doctor comes out and he's like, hey, it's true what you've heard. We do have an emergency dick situation. We have to operate right away. We're just waiting for the translator to get here so we can get started. And I'm like, okay. So 5 minutes pass. The doctor comes back in and he's like, so the translator's gone home for the night. So which one of you wants to translate this dick surgery into Russian to your grandpa while it's happening? And I look to confer with my mom and my aunt, and there's no one there, you guys. Just a trail of vapor, and behind that trail, just like two cartoon-shaped like holes in the wall behind where they were standing. They just jetted out of there. And so I look at the doctor and I'm like, well, I guess this is my time to shine. So I walk in there and my grandpa's lying in the cot and like, oh my God, you guys. Normally his skin is so dark, like 50 years at sea, you know? And I'm looking down at his face and he's Taylor Swift white. Just like translucent. So white, I'm like half expecting him to sit up and be like, all lives matter. Just like really suspiciously white. And I'm like, oh my God, to the doctor. And he's like, yeah, your grandpa's delirious because all the urine has started to build up in his dick and cause sepsis. So the official diagnosis is, your grandpa's got a septic dick. So just tell him, you're gonna have to scream into his face because he's delirious. Tell him we have to operate on his dick right now. And I'm like, oh, scream into his face, that's not a big deal. That's how Russian people talk anyway. So I just lean over my beloved Dedushka's face and I'm like,
Дедушка! Они сейчас будут оперировать на твоей письки!
And I look down into his face and he's just like, huh? Just like trying to sort of like focus a little bit, but he's not sure what's happening. But there's no time, and the doctor is like, hey, tell him we have to give him 7 shots in the dick to get going. And I'm just like,
Дедушка! Они сейчас будут делать 7 уколов тебе в письку!
and I look down at his face and he's starting to like hear some of the words. But there's no time, they're just shooting him in the dick, you guys. They're shooting him in the dick. I have no choice, I'm just counting him down. I'm like,
Раз, два, три, четыре, пять, шесть, семь.
and then I look down onto his balls, you guys. And they are huge. They're the biggest balls I've ever seen in my whole life. I'm like literally looking down at them being like, does he stuff these with other balls? How does this happen? It looked like someone shoved 2 fists through a peach. Just like upsetting. And then I'm like, whoa, Sophia, why are you thinking about the size of your grandpa's balls right now? It's like not a good time. Then I'm like, whoa, Sophia, you think there is a good time to think about your grandpa's balls? And I'm like, what? You're getting distracted. Get your head back in the dick game. Just shake it off. I get back in there, and the doctor's like, tell him we have to cut the tip of his dick open and sew the 2 flaps apart. So I'm like,
Дедушка! Они сейчас будут разрезать твою письку и зашивать 2 стороны открытыми.
and then I look down at his face, and he's like, oh! Just like these horrible haunted Halloween soundtrack moans, just like, oh! Like horrifying. But they don't care. They're just cutting that dick open. They're cutting it open. And the doctor's like, hey, we forgot one quick thing. Tell him before we can sew the 2 flaps apart, we have to squeeze all the shit out of his dick. All the pus. So I'm like, okay.
Дедушка! До того, как они могут зашить стороны открытыми, сначала они должны сжимать твою письку.
And then I look down at him and he's like, but they don't care. They're just squeezing the shit out of his dick, you guys. They're just wringing it out like a bar towel. And I'm just standing there trying not to like lose consciousness. It's like sew the 2 flaps apart. And I literally like stumble out of there, just like a shell of a person. And like I lean against the first available wall, and I just do the slide that you see in the movies where the girl's like in the rape shower. And she's just like, everything's been taken from her. And I just get all the way down to the floor, because I don't care about anything anymore. Just like, biggest balls I've ever seen. And then I look up, you guys, and oh my God, my mom and my aunt are back. And they have lattes. And my aunt is like, so, how did it go? And I'm like, it was the worst thing that's ever happened. And she's like, well, but you know the famous Russian saying, дружба значит, что иногда нужно смотреть, когда дедушки разрезают письку. And I'm like, friendship means sometimes you have to watch your grandpa's dick get cut open? That is definitely not a saying. And then my aunt is like, all right, you caught me. It's not a saying. There is no comforting saying. We're Russian, remember? Life is horrible. And then you die. Latte. Thank you guys so much. I've been Sophia Alexander. Please enjoy the rest of the show.